All right. Hello and welcome. My name is Shauna. This is our intermediate level Fit Essentials class. I get to be back here at the beautiful Sun Ray Park in Chandler, Arizona. So grateful to be here. If you're wearing the blood flow bands, we have added air, so you can go ahead and do that now. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way to hands and knees. We're going to do some midline and glute activation to get started with some bird dog activity. So go ahead and make your way on down. We'll do a few rounds of some cat-cow to kind of get some breathing set. Get our spine a little bit warm before we move into it. So spread those hands nice and wide. Place the hands just underneath those shoulders. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to start by breathing in, lifting up through your shoulder blades. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Pausing at the top of that breath, and then a gentle exhale, lowering your stomach towards the ground, lifting your head, looking up and forward. And really make a point to draw those shoulders down out of the ears. 3 to 4 more times. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, gentle arch. So this arch position that we're going into during this cat-cow warm-up, that's the position we're going to want to avoid during our bird dog, which is going to be our first exercise. Take it through a few more cycles of this cat-cow. In through the nose. Either out through the nose or out through the mouth, whichever feels best for your own body. One more time. Breathe deep, really lift between those shoulder blades, and a nice smooth exhale. Fantastic. Let's come off the hands for a moment, sitting back on your ankles. And we'll just give a little bit more focus warm up for the wrist, making a fist, rotating through. Very good. And then turning the other way. All right, next exercise is going to be our bird dog. That's when you're going to move your opposite arm with the opposite leg. So back to that tabletop position that we used for that cat-cow warm-up, knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to start with your left arm reaching straight out while you extend your right leg. So remember not to arch, engage the glute. As you breathe in, you're going to touch your knee to your hand, and then breathing out, extend, breathing in, draw in. Good. Breathing out, toe point straight down towards the floor as you extend that leg back. And you're trying to have little to no movement through the hand or through the back, through the spine. Make sure you're really pushing strong to that right arm. Try to grip those finger pads down, engage the arches of the hand. And then once you know that movement, tuck your chin in so that you kind of retract it back in is a better word than tuck, and looking straight down at the floor. 1 or 2 more. And in, breathing out, squeeze that glute. Last one. And relax. Just kind of reset the body, kind of move those knees around if you need to. Now you want to anchor down to that left hand, pushing through that shoulder nice and strong. And then when you're ready, we'll start by extending the left leg, reaching the right arm. Squeeze the glute, toe points down. Breathing in, right hand touches the left thigh. Breathing out, pause in the back. Excellent. We're just doing 1 round of this here today. Getting some good midline activation. So just how we talk about on those glute bridges from time to time, it takes that intention to fire deeper into the muscle tissues with each rep. So each time I'm trying to flex that glute of the left hip, see if I can wake up more and more of those muscle tissues. So about 1 or 2 more. Stretch it long, pausing in the back. Drawing it in. This is more about control of movement than speed of movement. Final rep. And take a rest. Fantastic. Toes together, knees divide. Let's take it back into a child stretch. Walk the hands forward as you rock those hips back, lowering the head down. And now send your air into the side of the rib cage. Really imagine those lungs expanding, keeping that lung capacity nice and strong. Big breath in. As you breathe out, see if your chest wants to lower just a hair more towards the floor. 1 more breath here. And coming back up. Fantastic. We're going to take it into down dog next. So back to the hands, turning the toes under, raise those hips up. And then some good opening for that mid back. Breathe in as you kind of rock forward more onto those hands. Breathing out, draw the chin in. Take your eyes and looking right between your thighs. Couple more pulses there, rocking it forward. And then you're just really inviting the heart towards your thighs as you push back. Driving through the heels of your hand one more time, rocking it forward onto the hands. Lift those hips a little higher, Sharon, as you push back. There you go. And now stay back there and pedal out the heels. Get those calves warm. Warm and loose. Trying to lower those heels towards the floor. You can either pedal them quickly or you can pause and hold with that heel down. Excellent. One more time on each, and then when you feel like you've gotten a decent stretch for those calves, you'll start your inchworm. Walking the feet towards the hands towards the feet, and then just nice and slow, the head be heavy, and start to gradually make your way up to standing. Fantastic. All righty, once you make your way up to standing, let's circle through the hips. Very good. And then we'll take it the other way. Fantastic. We've got an upper body focus circuit next. Behind the back stretch, open up through the chest, ribs down, engage those glutes as well. Extend those elbows. Looking up and forward, lift the arms away from your body. And then assuming your feet are well outside those hips, rooting into your legs, send the hips back and draw the arms up and over. And then as always, send the breath into the back of the body on this forward fold. On that next inhale, drive through the legs, making your way back up. Fantastic. All right, we're going to be working 4 rounds of this next circuit. So I'm going to kind of talk you through it as we go. Our first movement is going to be the push-up. So I'm going to be using this bench here. I recommend an elevated surface unless you have like 20 strict or more push-ups from your toes. Otherwise, especially if you're using the bands, make it an easy effort to get started. You can always advance it later. So with the hand just underneath those shoulders, body in a nice strong plank. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw those elbows in towards the side, lower your heart towards your surface, and drive straight away. We're going to be working for 30 seconds here. We're going to do a push-up. And then if you want to come down to the floor, we'll have about a 10-second break as we move into our mountain climber. Breathing in as you lower the heart towards your surface, breathing out as you push away, and then keep that lower body firing, drawing your thighs away from the knees and squeezing the glutes. Maybe one more. Very good. When you finish that rep, come on off. Either shake out the hands, you can go back to that same surface, or else make your way down to the ground, coming into the top of the plank here for our mountain climber. So holding that top of the push-up, and then when you're ready, you're going to breathe out as you draw the knee towards the same side elbow. We'll give the option to go diagonal later on, but for right now, we're focused on that stability. So sometimes you'll see people's hips swinging all around in those mountain climbers. We want to practice that neutral spine, lifting up strong through the arms, chin drawn in, looking right between the hands, 10 seconds left. Remember that strong exhale with that knee drive. And rest. Beautiful. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. If you're feeling a little stiff in your low back, if on round 1 you just want to use this time to stretch your back, you can. If you feel loose enough to move into some bridge work, then that's where we're going to be headed. So with the feet flat on the ground, arms to the sides, nice and smooth. A little bit shorter interval for bridges here today. I'm going to move just a little bit faster than maybe I do when we go longer. We're going to wake up the back of the body. We're going to go from a glute bridge into our sit ups, or I like to call them our sit tall. So we kind of retrain the mind. Good. 10 more seconds here on the bridge work. Same thing we spoke about on that bird dog. Squeeze deeper into those muscles with each rep. Excellent. And feel free to take a pause. Next is going to be the sit up. So I'm going to reach the arms to overhead. You can keep the knees bent. If you want, you can extend them straight out. I'm going to keep them bent for now. And then you're going to drive the arms, push your low back into the ground, and then sit tall out of your sit bones. Breathing in, lower back, one segment at a time, arms overhead, head touches, and then drive the arms and sit tall. Good. Broaden through the chest. Yep. Just make sure you touch the head down. Draw those shoulders back. How do you want your posture to work? Look, in 5 years, 10 years, maybe ideally even like 20 plus years. So we don't want to be flexed forward. We want to lift straight up through the crown of our head. One more time, friends. Back, sitting tall, and make your way to standing. Fantastic. All right, you're welcome to take a full rest or keep that blood flow going. We have 30 seconds till we start round 2. If you want to grab a drink, you're welcome to it. Otherwise, just working a little march and punch here. Fantastic. 15 seconds, we're going to be back to round 2, working those push-ups. I'm going to switch my blood flow to a little step jack, get some circles through the arms. Fantastic. All right, making your way into position, getting ready for round 2 of that push-up. Still using that elevated surface. And 2, 1, go ahead and begin when you're ready. Remember to fire that lower body. You're looking for that full range of motion. So before you make your push-up more challenging by coming closer to the ground, I'd like you to be able to go through that full range, meaning you bring your chest all the way to your surface and then drive away. Fantastic. Drawing those elbows in towards the side. Watch from winging them wide. One more time. And short transition, coming down for the mountain climber. You can also stay there. It's nothing wrong with having them elevated. Set the hands, coming on up. And second time, we're still going to stay with that knee to the same side elbow. Eyes looking down and forward, chin drawn back and in. Engage the muscles on the front of the neck. And then good stability through that lower spine. Looking strong, crew. Nice, Kathy. Two, 1, and roll on over. Second round of glute bridge. All right. When you get there, go ahead and begin. Opening the front of the hips. Stay out of any kind of pinching sensation in the front of the hips. Fire deep through the back of the body. And just a little tuck of the chin. Get a little length through the back of the neck. While you're driving through the heels, see if you can activate to the big toe as well, pushing your big toe down into the floor, or if you're wearing shoes, into your shoes. Fantastic. All right, let's get ready for our sit-ups. Hips on the ground, arms reach overhead, and then when you're ready, sitting tall. On this one, I'm bringing the soles of my feet together, pull like a butterfly position. Breathing in as you lower back, make sure that head touches. Breathing out as you pull yourself up. If anything's going on that it doesn't quite feel right, you could stay down and just do little mini activations of like working the curl up, we call it, just working the first part. Same idea. Maybe one more time. And get ready to come on up to your feet. Nice job. Either take that rest break, grabbing a drink, or now instead of the marching with the knees high, focus more on those hamstrings, pulling the heels up. Very good. We're halfway through our circuit, getting ready to start round 3 next. 15 seconds till we're back into those push-ups. Good. Awesome. All right, let's head on over. We'll get everyone to start together. Spread the hands out. Give got good support for the wrist. And 2, 1, begin. As you get a little bit more fatigue, stay focused on your elbow position. Elbows back and in, almost hugging the sides of your body with your back of the arms, but not quite. Just not winging them out wide. That's the most common thing we see. And those shoulders tend to roll forward and it leaves you more prone to kind of like a pinching sensation in the front of the shoulders. Last one. Good. So you can stay up here to do your mountain climbers or join me on the ground. As long as your low back is feeling strong, you haven't had any twinges or any problems recently, now we'll start to go diagonal on the mountain climbers. All right, coming on up. So when I mean diagonal, begin when you're ready. You're going to go left knee towards the right elbow, right knee towards the left elbow. Totally okay if you can't fully make contact. Just pull as close as you can. Breathing out as you drive through. Excellent. Really stay strong, locked out through those arms without hyperextending through the elbow. Maybe one more on each side. And rest. Swing it around. I'm going to invite you into a frog bridge next. Soles of the feet come together as you lie on back. Arms to the side. And then you'll just push the soles of the feet together, and your bridge is going to be a little bit lower, but you're going to activate your inner thighs a bit more, a little bit more into all those stabilizer muscles of your pelvic floor. Still focused on trying to wake up more and more of that glute tissue. Nice work. Activating that lower midline as well. One more time. And take a short pause. Alrighty, getting ready for our sit talls. You can keep the soles of the feet together or move the feet flat on the ground, whatever feels best for you. When you get into position, go ahead and begin. Arms overhead. Drive the arms to sit yourself up, trying to touch your hands to the feet at the top. A lot of times people say, isn't this cheating? But it's just working your body how it's designed. Our arms attach into our core. So it's helping to activate. It also helps take the strain off your neck. If you've ever done a lot of focused crunches and midline work, sometimes your neck gets really sore afterwards. In, breathing out. Excellent, good. How tall can you sit? Sitting straight up from your sit bones. One more time. And then make your way to standing. Nice job. Alrighty. Standing on up, feel free to grab a drink. I'm gonna go back to that march and punch. Into round 3. We're gonna do it one more time through. So we're gonna start here in 15 seconds. Feel free if you wanna swing through the arms a little bit, a little sidestep arm swing. 10 seconds till we go. All right, let's head on over into position. Hands just underneath those shoulders. Engage that lower body. And 2, 1, final round. Staying strong. If you get to where you feel like you can't press out another rep, or like your next rep's gonna have to compensate your form, then just stay at the top of that push-up. Hold that plank posture. Good, still waking up that lower body. Fire the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Beautiful. And take it down to those mountain climbers. Final round. Sticking with that diagonal pattern, if that feels best for your body. Wide handprint. 2, 1, here we are. Breathing out. Good. Strong, locked out arms. My elbows don't do it, but some people have that double jointed tendency through the elbows. So make sure you're using the muscles and not just sitting in your joints. 10 seconds to go now. Keep that breath rate strong. Fantastic. Swing it around. Option of the frog bridge or your typical glute bridge. Good job. So for the frog bridge, soles of the feet together. Keep those shoulders in a good position. And when you're ready, here we go. Lift and squeeze. I find it a little bit more beneficial to just pause a bit at the top. Instead of quick reps, I like to find more and more of those muscles to activate. Focus on pushing the soles of the feet together. Trying to find that pelvic floor lifting up and squeezed. Maybe a gentle smile. Last one. And shake it out. All right, just rocking the hips side to side, getting ready for our sit talls. Then we're gonna let the air out of our bands. So I'm gonna stay in that frog position, bring the arms to overhead, and as soon as you're ready, drive the arms, sitting all the way up. Whew. I'm on a little bit of an uphill when I sit this way. Little extra challenge. Drive through, draw those shoulders back. Looks great. And then try to feel your body lowering down 1 second at a time, pushing that low back down, and coming up, drawing that stomach in, pushing that low back down. Good. Keep the breathing going. Last time. And make your way up. Feel free to let out the air, take off your bands, those of you that are using them. We're going to finish this circuit with a little bit of the blood flow action. We're going to go a minute of some blood flow before we go into a stretch break. Ready. Starting here in about 5 seconds, we're going to give a little variety to our blood flow, starting with our march and punch. So standing tall. I'm going to keep the hopping out of it, but if anybody wants to skip, you can add a little hop to your step. Otherwise, hands up high by the shoulders. Those are reaching across, and we don't want the knees to swing across. Knees straight up and down. Excellent. Good. Next 20 seconds. Stepper jump jacks. There you go. Fantastic. Just less than 10 seconds. A little bit of jumping here today. Woo. Very good. And then final 20 seconds, we're going to go back to those glute kickers. So either running in place, pulling the heels under you, or just a little march. More focus on the hamstrings and the quads and hip flexors. Excellent. Good. Chest tall. Feel free to roam around your space. Awesome, Kathy. There you go. Good high knees, Amy. Looking solid, Sharon. And 3, 2, 1. Everybody's done. Woo. Awesome. Let's grab a drink. We're going to do some stretching, and you're welcome to either take this next piece as a cool down stretch, or if you want to hang out with us for one more circuit. Got some single arm deadlift work and a little bit of squatting today with a bit more blood flow. All right. We're going to do our crossover toe touch. So go ahead and take your right leg, cross over in front of the left. Exaggerate that tall posture to start, drawing that midline in, and then chin to the chest. If your balance is a little off, you might want to stand near a wall or near a chair. Otherwise, slide on down towards the feet. Tuck that chin in. Get some length through that neck. You'll typically feel this a little bit more in your left hip, the foot that's crossed behind. Everybody's body is different though. On that next inhale, come on up. Very good. Uncross. And then you're going to step the left in front of the right. We're going to do the same thing. Balance out the other side. Lifting up tall to begin. Chin to the chest. Gently slide on down. See if you can go back to the breathing through the nose, in and out. On the next inhale, coming back up. Very good. And now we're going to work a little bit of balance, drawing those shoulders back, coming onto a single leg. Let's get some ankle rolls. Circling through. Nice. Rotate those palms forward. Make sure you draw the shoulders out of the ears. Circle the other way. Excellent. Good. Take note of which leg you have up, because in between sides, we're going to open up those inner thighs, stretching the feet wide, anchor down, feet well outside those hips, and then reach the arms up. Keep your chest tall and take it into a little mini side lunge here, looking to lengthen through that inner thigh while this knee continues to dive wide. Awesome. Breathing in, coming back up, and then a nice gentle breath out. We'll hold for a few cycles of breathing on the other side. Looks great. Trying to keep both soles of the feet strong down, coming up and in. Let's go one more time each way. Protect that knee, pushing it out, pushing the big toe down, especially on the side that you're lunging towards. Awesome. Breathing in and balance yourself out. Same thing, other side. Fantastic. As you come up from that, bring your feet in just a little bit, and then we're going to go hands on the thighs, coming on down. And we're gonna get a little bit of rotational work in where you're gonna push the thigh out, rotate through the head and neck, looking over the opposite shoulder, breathing in, back to center, and then breathing out, rotating the other way. In, let's go once more each way. Fantastic. Once you finish that, we're gonna walk those feet back in, going back to our ankle circles and balance work. If you are mirroring me, it should be your left leg up. So anchor through your right, shoulders back and down. Good, really common to shrug them up. So think of like an inverse shrug, shrugging down, broadening through your collarbones. Good, change directions if you haven't. Wonderful, we're gonna stick with this balance work and go right back to our first leg with the quad stretch. Grabbing that foot, pulling that heel up and in. Sometimes we tend to arch our back here, so ribs down. There you go, feel free to grab on if you need to. Go ahead and root down into your support leg. If you want to take it forward, hips nice and level, reaching out and forward. Good, as the chest comes forward, you want the thigh to come up. We'll go 10 seconds here. Fantastic. When you're ready, swinging out of that, and then bounce it out on the other side. Anchor through that support foot, lift everything up and in, draw those shoulders back. Grabbing that other leg. Good, start tall. Excellent. Ooh, a little stiff here today. And then make sure you're really grounded through that support leg if you're gonna take it into that forward fold as the chest comes forward, thigh drives up, and watch that the hips doesn't swing open. So keep the hips square and center down towards the floor. I tend to focus on maybe 4 to 6 feet out in front of me on the ground. And 2, 1, shake it out there. Awesome. All right, some little hip circles. And then circle the other way. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna have about 30 seconds until we start our third circuits. I guess second, if you call the first round a warm up with the bird dog work. So you're gonna bring your weight over. Now, if your weight's heavier than you feel comfortable for a single arm, by all means, just hold on with 2 arms. If you feel like you can hold on with a single arm, that's what we're working towards. So you're gonna set either your dumbbell, kettlebell, water jug, whatever you have right between the hips, right between your feet. Find that neutral posture. Root into those legs, and then with a long spine, we're gonna come over. I'm gonna start in my right hand. So if you're mirroring me, it's gonna be your left. Soft bend in those knees. And then when you're ready, we're gonna be working for 30 seconds. Drive the legs, squeeze the glutes. Long spine as you bow forward. Whenever you're holding weight on one side of the body, there's gonna be the tendency to have that twist through your torso. So focus on hips straight back, either touching the ground with your weight or coming to about mid-shin and standing tall from there. Good, 10 seconds left, excellent. Stacking those shoulders right over the hips, great posture, Amy. There you go, Sharon. And now you really wanna activate that shoulder blade, keeping it back and down. Good, go ahead and rest. Clear your space, make sure you're not gonna trip anywhere. And then we're gonna do our standing knee to elbow in between arms. Breathing out, drawing that knee up. Good, we'll go 30 seconds from here. A little more balance work, a little more midline work. Might as well start to shrug those shoulders high. So bringing them down, just a little smile. Excellent. The emphasis here is the knee high and then the elbow comes down just a bit to meet. You want to see how high you can pull that leg up and over. Good, maybe one more time each side. And shake it out. All right, going back to that single arm deadlift or holding on with 2. This time it's gonna be your right arm. So right between the legs, draw the shoulders back, long spine as you come into position. And here we go. Wake up those glutes. All those exercises that we worked on to try to find the glutes, to have it be a little bit more automatic here. Never hurts to focus in. Breathing in as you bow forward, breathing out as you stand tall. Remember to check in with that torso. I find that like if you're holding it in your right hand, we tend to push our hips too far to the left. 2, 1, and resting there. Great job. Squatting's next. I'm gonna go unweighted on this round. If anybody wants to hold weight from the start, you can. Just outside the hips, slight toe out. And then when you're ready, if you're not holding weight, reach the arms up and forward. Breathing in, send the hips back. Breathing out, standing tall. Good. Our final exercise of this circuit. We'll take a short break after we finish this 30 seconds. We'll be back for 2 more rounds. 10 seconds left on the squats. Our focus is our range of motion at this part of the workout over speed. Last one, and short rest. Awesome. Feel free to grab a drink if you need to make any adjustments with your weights. We'll be back in the single arm deadlift in the left arm here in about 15 seconds. All right, show you a little bit different angle this time. Weight right between the legs. Tuck that tailbone under, rock the pelvis in. Long spine, and here's round 2 of 3. So you don't want to lean back, just stack those shoulders over the hips, and then you're bending at the waist. So if I were standing right in front of a wall, I can imagine I'm trying to touch my hips or my butt to the wall. Long spine as the chest comes forward. Very good. And then I'm engaged that shoulder blade, kind of squeezing it back and down. Similar muscle groups when we do our single arm dumbbell rows. Good, last one, friends. Take a pause. Awesome. All right, we're gonna vary it up a little bit. We're gonna do our behind the back cross crawl if you're up for that. A little bit more activation of the hamstrings. Nice. I'm just lightly tapping the heel with my tip of my fingers. If you wanted, you could try to grab the heel with your whole hand. A little bit faster right now. Good job. Let's get a couple more on each side. Work the brain, work the body, and get ready for your second set of deadlifts. Should be in your right hand if we're mirroring each other. Bringing it close. Set that midline. Squeeze those shoulders back. And 3, 2, 1. Get it. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up, and then you know your body. Either keep it nice and deliberate, a little slower. You want to move a little faster. You be the judge, or you be your guide. Fantastic. Feel how that midline supports your spine as you bow forward. Do all that accessory work to wake up those muscles so they can just instinctively do their job. Awesome. Go ahead and rest. We're back to our squats. I'm going to hold my dumbbell on round 2. Set the feet. Slight toe out. You're holding weights, elbows up and forward. 30 seconds starts now. Knees push wide. Sinking down, driving tall. Good. And then same idea. If you want to move faster, you can. I'm being a little bit more deliberate with my squats. Had quite a bit of squatting this week. Good to be back to the city and training with my people in the gym. It's definitely my happy place as I try to find our new place to live here. One more time, friends. Down and up, and a 30-second break. Life in the city. All right, 30 seconds. We'll be into our third and final round. Fantastic. Whatever you're going to use for your deadlifts. And if anybody has a heavier weight and maybe you want to do a double arm with your heavier weight to get more stress on your body in a good way, feel free to get your heavier weights out and you can do both arms together for these last 2 sets. Otherwise, your left arm, long spine, draw that shoulder back, and 2, 1, here we go. Remember, especially those of you that are moving faster, make sure the hips are square to the shoulders, pushing them straight back. Beautiful. Squeeze the tush at the top, stacking your shoulders directly over those hips. Get a little smile as you stand tall. Less than 10 seconds. 2, 1, and resting there. Fantastic. Your choice on this last round, or we can go 15 seconds of each, either front of the body cross crawl or behind the body cross crawl. So I'll take you through 15 of each, starting our first 15 now. Good. Opening through the chest, a little rotation through the torso. All right, and then if you're gonna give some variety, taking it behind the back. Slight touch of the heel. 2, 1, and let's get ready for your last set of deadlifts. We'll give a 15-second transition. So again, if you have heavier weights to lift, hang on to it with 2 hands. Those of you that are on the single arm, it should be your right arm. Midline neutral, shoulders drawn back. 2, 1, here we go. Breathing in as you bow forward, breathing out, standing straight up and down, looking ahead and then looking down. Sometimes people will look ahead the whole time and then overextend the neck. Halfway. Great job. And 2, 1, set it down well. And then whatever you want to finish with for your squats. This will be our last exercise before our cool down stretch. We go back to the dumbbell. Just a slight toe out. Make sure you have enough room for your hips to descend. And then once you are in position and ready, 30 seconds starts now. As deep as you can without just plopping into the bottom. Sometimes we lose that engagement. The hips rock underneath us. I want you to keep the posture of that low back, like a gentle arch, and not feeling like your hips are rolling under you. There you go, looking strong, ladies. Breathing in, breathing out, less than 10 seconds. And 2, 1, all done there. Fantastic. All right, get yourself and your peers, even if they're invisible peers, a little round of applause. Feel free to grab a drink. And then we're just gonna start our cool down with a little side step arm swing. I want you to really focus to broaden through the chest. When the arms swing back, have your palms facing forward. Excellent. And see if you can just alternate which arm swings on top. Very good. 10 more seconds here. Very good. All right, keeping the feet about hip width apart, we're gonna do our little side stretch flow. Take your right hand towards your left thigh as you bring your left arm up to overhead, peering up towards that left hand, holding for a breath or 2, and then flowing through, same thing other side, reaching towards the opposite thigh. Really lengthening through that side body. Good, twice more each way. Just flowing and switching positions as you're ready. Stretching out that side body is one of my favorites. 3 times on each. This is my 3rd time each way. And release there. Fantastic. Then we're just going to do some flexion and extension through the arms, raising the arms overhead without swaying back, letting them flow behind you. Breathe in, raise up, squeeze the glutes, push back, couple more. Fantastic. From there, take it into some big full circles. Feet are nice and wide. Circling through. We'll go 3 times each way. Try to alternate which arm comes on top. Wonderful. And then from there into our windmill. So with the feet anchored down, arms spread wide, you're going to take your right hand towards the left side of the body. Maybe start about knee or shin height. And then same thing, left arm towards the right side of the body. Squeeze those glutes. Maybe about 5 times each way, kind of inching your way a little bit lower without forcing anything. Reaching towards that ankle or outside the ankle if you have that kind of flexibility. Good. Once more on each side. Fantastic. Once you finish that, let's kind of crawl our way down to the floor. Inchworm, we're going to start on our stomachs once you get down there. So extend the legs behind you, bring your chest to the ground, bring the legs together, squeeze the glutes, and then you're going to place your hands underneath the shoulders as if you're going to do a push-up, but instead we're going to do a press-up. We're going to squeeze the glutes, lengthen through the spine, and just gently lift up. Only as far as your body feels comfortable to do so. Now breathe in, bringing it back down between 3 and 5 times. So Sharon, try to keep those hips on the ground, just lifting the upper part of your torso. That's better. Imagine lengthening through your low back as you lift up and squeeze the bum. 1 or 2 more. And release there. Good job. Bring the hips up. We're going to do the opposite position. Come into a child stretch, but we're going to add the side stretch on this one. So with the legs. So start with me first. Hands and knees like in our tabletop position. And then your left leg, you're going to extend it straight out to the side, turn the sole of the foot down, and then walk your hands towards your right side. I get a little fancy here. Take your left arm, reach it long, and then just nice and slow, guide your hips nice and square back towards your heel on that left side. So kind of stretch the lats a little bit, open the inner thighs, bow the head down. You're going to breathe in, rock it forward once again, and then breathe out. Gently rock back. Between 3 and 5 times total. You can either just keep it more active, or if you want to hold that bottom position for a couple of breaths there, if that feels best for you. Fantastic. Good. When you finish that side, bring the leg in between sides. Let's take it into a down dog position. So toes turn under, hips lift up. We're almost done. Open that mid back, pedaling out those heels. So good. And then we'll come right back down and balance out the opposite sides. Now, if we're mirroring each other, it's your right leg is going to extend out, sole of the foot down. You're going to walk your hands to the left, really reaching your right arm long, square the hips, and start that rock back, bowing the head down. Rocking forward on your in breath, rocking back. You can hold for a breath or two in that down position. 3 to 5 total. One stretch that we're not going to do as a group today that I would encourage you later on, especially after all of our push-up work, is your doorway pec stretch. So later on today, open up the chest, anchoring your forearm against the doorway, leaning into it and lengthen out through those pecs after that push-up work we did. Otherwise, when you're all done with that inner thigh opener, it's going to finish on our backs. All right, you can feel free to pull yourself into a little ball, a little double kneaded chest. If you feel comfortable to go deeper into your twist, we're going to go arms wide like we're a scarecrow lying on our backs. And then with the legs up and together, you'll bring both legs to one side, having the head and neck look over your other shoulder. And then nice and gentle, swing the legs across. Make sure you turn your head the other way. And breathing out 2 to 3 times each direction. You balance yourself out on both sides. And then when you're all done, we're going to fully extend the legs. Bring the arms up to overhead. And our little stretch Armstrong or teenager stretch, like you're in the bed and you're like, I don't want to get up yet. You can imagine you've got someone pulling you from your ankles and from your wrist. Just giving you some length through your whole body and spine. And then when you're ready, circle your arms back down to the side. Let's bring one hand onto the area of your stomach or pelvis, one hand onto the area of your heart. Center your head, close your eyes, and just feel into your body. Try to let your body just sink a little bit further into the floor. Acknowledge yourself for taking the time here today to give yourself some self-care, some self-love. Sometimes we relate to it as a thing that we do when we get around to it, but really, I know those of you here with me understand that it's something that we need to prioritize in our life. So thank you so much for being here and moving with me today. Remember, open up your chest, keep those pecs nice and open today and every day for that matter. And I look forward to moving with you next time.